Well, ladies and gentlemen, the markets are down yet again, and the markets technically didn't even open. It's only 9 a.m. right now on the East Coast, so we got to break down the futures in this video, and we have to go over stocks I'm looking at now, a couple of earnings reports that came out this morning, and some that I'm watching for later on today. So sit back, relax, take a sip of your coffee. Do not forget to get your 13 stocks from Moomoo with a $100 deposit. Each of those could be up to $2,000. Those stocks are linked down below, and you could also get 12 stocks from Webull with any amount deposited. And with that being said, let's dive into the video. Cheers, guys. Hope you all do have a great day. As great of a day as you can have here in this red market. So as of now, we have the S&P futures down 0.7%. We have the Dow futures down 0.6%. NASDAQ's down 0.9%, as the Russell's actually almost down about 1%. And we have the VIX up about 3.5%, up towards roughly 27 points, as gold and silver, believe it or not, silver's down almost 2%, and we have gold down on the day about 0.8%. So metals are moving down this morning, guys, and pulling up Coinbase here. Let me see what crypto's doing. Yeah, crypto's moving down as well. Bitcoin's literally at 20,000 on the dot pretty much. It's down 1.4% on the day thus far, as Ethereum's down 1.3%. It is at $1,560. Did I say ounce for Bitcoin? Or I forget what I even said. Bitcoin, 20,000 a coin. If I said ounce, I'm mixing up words. Ethereum, $1,560 a coin, not an ounce, a coin, guys. So, yeah, let's just see what's going on here. Let's break down what I'm noticing, especially here on SPY. Number one is, and mind you, guys, this selling started after the bell yesterday. You know, we kind of consolidated a little bit after the bell up until about 5:30, 6 p.m. on the East Coast. And then we saw a free fall. SPY started going under 395 yesterday. And now, you know, in the pre-market today, it hit a low of $391.82. Then it started to see a relief rally. We actually ran up and retested 395. This goes to show how key of a level it really is. We went up, we retested 395, failed at about 8:15 a.m., just about 45 minutes ago, prior to me filming this video. And now we're dumping. We're now down 0.67% heading into that, heading into the open, right? So SPY is not looking good, falling under 395 in the, in this morning. That's what I'm noticing. And, at this point, we could start going towards 380, 382. That's the next main level of support, the gap to the downside here that I've been talking about for a good couple of days here on the channel. And for triple Q, let's see here. This one is right at 295 as we speak. As I'm making this video, we're at 295, and this is pretty much the same thing as SPY. We hit a fresh low today at about 295. Yesterday's low during the day was 299, almost 300, so we are down a good chunk here in the pre-market. But the thing is, the difference is, again, SPY broke 395, which is a big level of support from a couple of months ago. Triple Q is still above 295. It has not broken under that point yet, which we're holding on by a thread. That might be coming today, tomorrow, next week. Who the heck knows? So in the short term, today, and this morning, really the next 30 minutes, hour and a half, I'm going to be watching 295 on Triple Q. If that point gives, if we break that point, 285, lower 280s is where this could be going in the short term. Here, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but next week, the week after, this is where bears could push this thing. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. As always, the markets are getting bloody, and this is a good time to, in my opinion at least, of course, I'm not a financial advisor, but now we're starting to get to a point where some individual stocks are getting very beaten down, and we're going to talk about them in this video. And I was going to say it's a good time to buy some stocks, but I don't want to tell you guys what to do. As always, I'm buying some stocks now. I've been buying a little bit the past day or two, but I'm not telling you to do that. But if you have been doing that, let me know what you've been buying in the comments. So CPB, I have not been buying CPB, Campbell's Soup, but they reported earnings this morning, which is why we have to break them down in this video, and the stock is free falling, guys. Holy smokes, look at that. we have a clear break under both moving averages, and this closed at $50 yesterday, mind you. Now it's at 47, so this thing is down about 6%. I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's nothing too crazy, but for a stock that's been doing pretty well these past couple of months, they reported earnings that kind of were underwhelming, I guess you can say, and the stock's falling. It's selling off. That's what happens when a lot of good is priced in to a stock. So they did EPS of 56 cents, which came in line with the estimate. Revenue came in at $2 billion versus 1.98, so they did beat revenue. And they expect sales growth of 4 to 6 billion, or 4 to 6% rather, for full year 2023. And if I look here on the live news, I think they did cut their guidance ever so slightly, maybe a little teeny tiny bit. Yeah, they see full year 23 EPS 285 to 295 versus the 292 estimate. So that lower end of the guidance is under the estimate. So maybe that's the reason why it's selling off. Or again, like I said a second ago, this stock it's just been up and away, near all-time high, or maybe not all-time highs, but it's clearly at a high here on the 4-hour chart pretty much. It just had too much good priced in, and it's selling off. And believe it or not, even though it's selling off, we're still technically at a higher low here. So Campbell Soup, no doubt, is a falling knife right now. It's probably going to take a week or two for this thing to cool off, calm down before we then pick direction. But, we got to watch it. We have to watch it as we are still holding technically an uptrend here on the 4-hour time frame. So we had Hormel Foods today as well. HRL is the ticker, right on that? Yeah, HRL is the ticker. And this one's free falling as well. Closed at $50. It's now at 48 in the pre-market. It's down about 5-ish%. EPS came in at 40 cents versus 41 cents. Estimated revenue came in at $3.03 billion versus $2.98 billion estimated. So they missed EPS, but they beat on revenue, and they cut full year outlook, guys. This is why the stock is crashing. They cut full year 22 EPS to $1.78 to $1.85 from the original $1.87 to $1.97. So they cut that by a decent chunk there. But on the flip side, they raised full year sales guidance. They raised the outlook to 12.2 to 12.8 billion versus the 11.7 to 12.7 billion that was previously estimated, right? So yeah, these are companies that aren't the sexiest by any stretch of the imagination, but they're worth watching considering of inflation. Considering these, well, not because of only inflation, but these companies tend to kind of keep up with inflation because they have pricing power. People are going to buy soup, Campbell Soup, whether it's $1.30 or $1.55 or $1.75, whatever they end up raising it to, or whatever they already did raise it to. So they have the pricing power, but they're not the sexiest of companies. They're not growth beasts by any stretch of the imagination. Sure, they pay a dividend, I'm assuming, earnings, they're making profits, but they're not very exciting at all. But I figured we'd cover them just because they reported earnings this morning. And now let's talk about some other stocks that, like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I'm buying stocks, guys, and I'm getting close to buying this one. Not yet, but I'm getting close. It's NVIDIA, ticker symbol NVDA. And this is really, I'm not looking to buy it in the 140s or even the 130s, but if it starts coming down lower hundreds, like I've said time and time again for months on the channel, guys, I'm buying NVIDIA in the lower hundreds. If it gets to 110, even 120, I would consider nibbling a little bit. So this stock has come down, and AMD as well. They have come down a massive amount. And I think AMD is a little bit more overvalued at this point than NVIDIA is, so I'd prefer NVIDIA. But who knows? Never say never with AMD. If AMD were to get to $60 again, $70, I'd be looking to buy it. Potentially, especially in the 60s. But at this point, NVIDIA is down, and I don't know if I mentioned, I didn't mention it. AMD's down 20% in the past couple of weeks. NVIDIA is down 26, almost 30% in the past couple of weeks, and the selling really accelerated recently, and I'm probably going to make a video on this, or maybe I'll make an in-depth TikTok on it. I like making TikTok content too, guys. If you haven't followed me there yet, it's at StasserFest on TikTok, and I have another account. I have two TikToks, StasserFest and Stas Talks Money. Go follow both of those on TikTok. What you guys see here is the U.S. banned sales of top China AI chips, or not top China, top NVIDIA AI chips to China. So this is fresh news, and I think the stock ended up collapsing literally the second this came out. I think, was it after the bell yesterday? I think it went from 150 to 140 in the span of a couple of hours. It dropped 7%. So this is fresh news. It's kind of like a fresh wound, if you will. It's going to take some time to heal, I guess. So in the meantime, it could get worse. I mean, that's probably not the best analogy, but it could get worse. I mean, we're right by the lows from the beginning of July. I would not be surprised if NVIDIA were to take that low out, start going into the 130s. And again, if it starts getting down to the 110, 20 level, I will be very interested in buying some NVIDIA, as I've never really owned the stock. I've traded it, but I've never owned it as a long-term position. And we also have to look at Disney very quickly, guys. And if you're still watching the video, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. Do not forget to get your 13 stocks from Moo and your 12 stocks from Webull, linked right down below. Disney's one that we have to watch. Ticker symbol DIS. Disney has now come down to this 180 SMA on the 4-hour time frame, and we're kind of in a wedge, right? Higher lows, but also lower highs over the past couple of weeks. And, we're kind of sandwiched now between these moving averages, as Disney's down about 11%. So it's officially in correction territory over the past couple of weeks here. So if we end up breaking above $115 on Disney, I'm going to put a mark as that or below level, or above rather level, or alert rather on Disney there. If we start breaking out, there could be a push towards recent highs, 123.25. But, the second it starts taking out 110, the 180 SMA, this could end up being a short opportunity in the very short term, or whether it depends on how you're looking at it, it could end up being a point to add more shares, or a spot to add more shares for the long term. Me personally, I'm a Disney shareholder. I bought shares recently at about $100 before this run up to about 126. Now we're at 112. Hey, if it gets under $100 again, I would not mind averaging down on Disney. And fun fact, guys, Disney stock, I'm not sure if you know this or knew this, we'll wrap the video up right here. Disney stock has not done anything in years. I'm not talking a year or two, 3 years. We're talking since 2015, guys. 7 years. I mean, this stock was $100, $110, $120 7 years ago, 2015. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, guys. So I'm not saying that is the sole reason why you got to buy Disney, but I'm just saying I feel like once they really start turning things around here, I mean, they already are. After the pandemic, once Disney Plus, even though Disney Plus is still growing, once this gets fully built out, ramped up, I think Disney's going to explode. I mean, that's why I'm picking up shares here in the low hundreds. I was picking up shares in the 90s. I mentioned this not years ago, but in my fiance's account, I said this. You guys, all my OG viewers know this. I literally bought Disney for her at the bottom of the COVID crash. I swear to God, guys, I bought Disney for her at $79 a share, and that's where it bottomed, in March. And that's not really relevant. I don't know why, but it just popped in my head. And it's one that I'd love to own. That's the point here, right? At $80, $79, and you can't always time the bottom, guys. That's freaking impossible. In fact, most times you won't time the bottom. But in that case, in her account, I got it at $79, and I'd love to buy at $80, $90, $100. I'm an owner of Disney under $100 a share, and I could be wrong, but I think 5-10 years from now, this stock could probably double up, maybe even more. I think from 100, 200, 250, is that a little unreasonable? Too unreasonable? I don't think it is. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to wrap the video up. And oh, by the way, earnings for later, Lululemon, you got to watch that one, and Broadcom, ticker symbol AVGO. These are two that are reporting after the bell. So with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, make sure to subscribe, and don't forget to get your 10 free stocks, or actually 13 free stocks from Moomoo with a $100 deposit, and your 12 stocks from Webull with any amount deposited. All those are linked down below, and just know, guys, all those links help out the channel, and you get some free money as well. So it's a win-win here for all of us watching. So I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. As always, peace out.